Let's move into Buffalo at Washington. Is the Bills defense underrated?
So yeah, I say my thing on this is like they're underrated because you haven't really heard anyone talking about them.
No.
And you need to, because at this point, and again, okay, let's be clear. Sam Howell, obviously, maybe if including not, we didn't even jump the gun. We just asked questions. But I think maybe some people, including a lot of Commanders fans, maybe jumped the gun a little bit with the expectations. Sam Howell, this is back to reality game. The 4 interceptions and no touchdowns, very rough. But again, this is against the Bills defense who needs to be talked about more. This defense is absolutely dominating. I don't remember the exact statistic, but it's like something about either the number of touchdowns they've allowed or the touchdowns allowing a game is just like, it's just incredibly low at the moment. I don't remember the exact statistic. I won't say if I don't remember it. But the point is they are allowing very little people getting in the end zone. It's a very, very tough time to get in the end zone against the Bills. And more than just that, on top of the whole thing is it's like Josh Allen didn't play a spectacular game either, right? I mean, when you're putting up 37 points, when Josh Allen is 218 yards, a touchdown, an interception, and the completion percentage is nothing crazy, you gotta love it. And I know they were churning out time, churning out a lot of rushes. Bottom line is though, this defense is absolutely electric unit, and they are not getting enough attention right now. Pass rush is much improved this year. Everything about this defense is much improved.
Yeah, I mean the defense, in my opinion, it's an elite unit, and they're flying around making plays. I really don't have much to say. It's just like if they can keep this up, like the Bills, again, should be contending for a Super Bowl. Like the Bills, I feel like just need to get over the hump and at least get into the bowl. And I'd like to see that where that played out. And like their offense was extremely balanced. They had 33 run plays, 32 pass plays, like runs in terms of like some of the runs were from Josh Allen. They may have been pass plays that turned into runs, but he only threw for 218 yards but they ran as 168 as a team. Like the Bills being able to add like a run game to their offense, which is something they haven't been able to do the last couple of years, is very crucial in my opinion. It keeps teams on their toes and they can't just sell out to stop the pass. But at the end of the day, like the Bills are contenders and like Allen and Diggs they haven't lost a step. So it's kind of like the same old Bills, but kind of like building on everything that they've been working for the last couple of years. Just to briefly go over Washington, like I think they really showed like kind of who they actually are as a team like this year. Like they got checked by an elite unit and they can compete with the mid-tier teams and they can outscore them because of their offense, but as a team, they're just not ready to make that jump yet into like that next tier. The offense was mostly horrible. I mean, they were 1 for 9 on third down conversions. Howell had 4 interceptions. It really put this game away. I mean, you can't have 4 interceptions against an elite offense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't give the ball to an elite offense that many times. Like, they're gonna shut you out. And the only really highlight on offense has to be B-Rob. He had 70 yards on 10 carries. And he's been good like pretty much every game this year. So it's nice to see him really get in his groove. But they turned the ball over 5 times to the Bills. So you're not going to win like that. And despite the score, the defense honestly didn't play terrible. I mean, the Bills were 9 for 15 on third down conversions, but the Bills had 10 more minutes. They had the ball for 10 more minutes than the Commanders. So if you're constantly putting your defense on the field versus an elite offense, they're bound to score. Like
and last thing I want to say on this, but because I was very high on him coming into the year. I think a lot of people were, especially, if you had him in Dynasty Fantasy like me right here. But, Jahan Dotson was saying he was about to have a big breakout. He was calling it himself. And I would say not necessarily regression from last year, but, man, Jahan Dotson is struggling to get going. So if you're a Commanders fan, you definitely want to see that change soon. Well, and if you have him in fantasy, so.